I'm Emma and this is Alex. We are a British couple who just bought a camper van in the USA to use as our holiday home. In this video, we venture into Michigan's remote Upper Peninsula and unfortunately have to deal with a surprise intruder in the middle of the night. Good morning, guys.
In the last video, we visited the Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore and we loved it so much that we had to come back.
We're back and we are staying at easily one of the best campsites we've stayed in. We love it here so much.
It is so green here. It really does feel like we're camping alone in the woods, and there are so many nature trails nearby.
One of the main reasons we decided to get a camper van in the US was to go and visit all the incredible national parks here.
So we actually thought we were in a national park, and much to our confusion, we're not. We are in a national lakeshore.
Yes.
So the National Park Service in the US has over 400 sites, but they only have 63 national parks.
And when you say only, that's still a lot.
It's a hell of a lot of parks.
So Alex and I got to thinking that of course we want to see all of the national parks, but why not make it a little bit more fun? Let's make it a bit of a challenge.
So we have decided, and you heard it here first, as of today, we have 5 years to visit every national park that the US has to offer.
We're going to give ourselves 5 years for a number of reasons. I think 5 years is still going to be a bit of a challenge for us.
It works out at 12.5 national parks a year, which is a hell of a lot, especially when we are not residents and we can't be doing this full time.
Another reason is we want to enjoy this whole journey and process, and there is going to be a ton of other things to go and see and do other than the national parks. So we don't just want to race through to the finish line. Of course, all of the ones in mainland US we will try to be visiting in our camper van, but there are some in some very obscure locations which we won't be able to take our camper van to.
For example, the US Virgin Islands has a national park, and I think also American Samoa. With there being so many national parks that we need to tick off.
And apparently this isn't one of them.
Which is a stupid time to start such a challenge when we're not even at one. We need to get a move on ASAP if we are going to hit all of these.
The good news is that Michigan does have a national park. The bad news is that it is all the way up here, right on the border, next to Canada, on an island. This is Royale, Michigan's only national park and one of the least visited of the US national parks. This is also the only park to close for the entire winter season due to the extreme weather conditions. This remote island wilderness can only be accessed in spring and summer months via boat or seaplane, making it one of the most challenging ones to visit. With accommodation being extremely limited and selling out very quickly at the start of the season, we could not believe our luck that a cabin has just become available at the last minute, but it means that we only have 5 days to get there.
I have not been as excited for a destination in forever.
He will not stop banging on about it.
There are moose, wolves and beaver, and I've never seen a beaver. So we're now making our way up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. The locals call this the UP, and that is a bald eagle!
No!
Oh, you're kidding me, it's a flag.
That's embarrassing. Oh, you got so excited!
I want to leave this bit out of the video so bad, but I know it's too funny that I can't not. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. So we're making our way up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and it is extremely remote. And to be able to get there, we have to cross the longest suspension bridge in the US, which is the Mackinac Bridge.
Yes, well done. And I think you said it right.
Yeah, the spelling is confusing. Our first stop after crossing the bridge was Mackinac Island, where we had to get a quick ferry across to the popular tourist attraction.
The interesting thing about this island is that there are no cars allowed. So everywhere you look, there's people on bikes and there's horse-drawn carts. And the moment you step off the ferry, your nostrils are filled with two smells. One, lovely, sweet, chocolatey fudge, and the other, horse poop.
Which maybe to some animals is like sweet chocolatey fudge.
Maybe!
if you can resist the smell of that fudge, you're a better person than I, because it is...
it just smells like liquid chocolate.
Here, it comes with a spoon.
It's like a pudding. It's such a weird texture. It's like hard, and then the moment you put it in your mouth, it goes all gooey and melty.
Emma, come on, you got to think ahead before you say these sentences.
Look, see? Hard.
Stop it.
Stop.
We were just about to go for a cycle around the island.
I'm glad we hadn't like just hired it though.
Well, I'm glad. Basically, it's raining now, and I'm really glad because now we don't have to do it, and we can get away with it. Because I know in the comments you guys are gonna be like, "Why didn't you cycle around? That's the best thing to do." Well, we can't because it's wet, and we don't want to be wet.
I mean, we could just get wet.
No, we can't. It's impossible. We just looked at the forecast, and it's thunderstorms for the rest of the day, so it's time to call it a day on Mackinac Island.
Cozy van. It is crazy how noticeable it is when you cross over that bridge, how it pretty much instantly turns into what feels like the most remote place ever. There's just nothing around, it's just trees everywhere. It feels really wild.
We are now making our way to go and meet Frank and Alicia, who were from the last video from You're Never Too Old to Travel. They randomly have a cabin up here, and they happen to be staying here as we're going past, so we thought we were going to swing by and say hi. This is a proper cabin in the woods.
Oh, it is. Look,
on the lake.
Looks like a legit cabin with the logs and everything.
You guys have a rocking chair?
Yeah, we have a rocking chair.
Oh, that is a dream. There's a rocking chair on the porch.
Oh, I love this proper wooden cabin.
The furniture's not comfortable, but everyone brings their dogs up, and, you
It's
know.
getting wrecked.
Oh, I like
You
this.
can't put lovely stuff here.
Woodpecker. Is that like a boat mantelpiece thing?
It is.
Yeah.
Wow. Good morning, Beans. It is 7:30 in the morning, and I will always wake up before Emma. But what a better way to start the day is to burn off some of the energy, because when I wake up I have all of the energy and Emma has none of the energy, and sometimes I have too much energy for her, so I thought let's go and burn off a little bit so when I see her I can be a bit more on her level. Look how the lake has greeted me with it's so perfectly still and there is no one around. Absolutely breathtaking. Just listen to the sound. It cuts through like butter. Tasty, tasty butter. Wow, look at the clouds. How trippy is that? That's a kingfisher. Ah. Did you hear that? I keep hearing the loons. I'd never heard of what a loon was until a couple of weeks ago of being here. I've heard that noise from the movies before. I just didn't know that it was a loon. What a funny name. I didn't know it was a bird either. I always thought that noise was something like a coyote or something.
was it?
It was incredible.
Yeah?
I bought you some
Really?
coffee.
Oh my god, you're the best. Wow. Oh, they smell so good.
Oh, I know this
yeah.
guy wants sausage.
You know me.
How many, Alex?
Yes. What a place to have breakfast.
Wow, amazing. My favourite breakfast so far in the US has been pancakes, so I'm very happy to be having it again. I have to do it the American way, with a blob of butter on top. Well, that was lovely to see them again and to spend some time on that lovely lake. But now it's time for some more socialising. We're going to go meet some other people, some other strangers.
Next up, we are meeting the auntie and uncle of Darren, the guy that sold us the campervan. He has family up here in the UP and they have kindly offered to show us around. We are just blindly following the sat-nav. We have stupidly just trusted Google would take us to the right place. Unfortunately, we are 15 miles away from where we needed to go. So we're just...
Oh my goodness. We're just out in the boonies somewhere, probably driving on someone's private land, which we shouldn't be, although there haven't been any signs.
When you don't know where you're going, we just accepted that this dirt track was exactly where we needed to go.
We eventually found our way to Kathy and Kim's farm, where we were surprised to be greeted with a full hookup for the night. What a lovely, warm welcome.
It's a Midwestern welcome there.
Yeah, it was really lovely. And Kathy has also kindly offered to play tour guide for us, so she's going to show us around this afternoon. I am loving this American hospitality. I've never actually used one of these before. It reminds me of the movies. We made a quick stop at Soo Locks, a set of parallel locks designed to help ships move between Lake Superior and the lower Great Lakes. It's actually nuts, but the Great Lakes have a fifth of the world's fresh water. That is how big they are. That's crazy. Actually, if you look over here, you can see like the depth of all of these lakes as well as the size.
No, that's so interesting.
So big.
My fingers can go so far in.
That's what he's always interested in. How far in can my finger go?
You can't put that on the internet.
Canada is right over there. This is our first glimpse of Canada.
We're so close.
So close. That's nuts. I didn't realise we were that close.
It never gets old coming back to the camper van after a lovely day.
Oh, it's so good. It's like, no matter where you are, you get to go home. Good night, beans. Can't even do it in the right way.
It's 1:40 in the morning. And we're not sure if there's a rat in here or something.
Something sounds like it's in.
Yeah.
Or like around.
Very close. I hope it's not under the bed. How can you sleep with something in the walls?
Do a bang on the wall. You look like a madman.
Just punching the walls. Oh, I guess we just sleep with the mice or the rats. Let's just go back to bed. was just saying to Emma, if I was a mouse, I can't blame it too much, because if I was a mouse, I'd want to live in here too with the beans. You know? Don't be too hard on it, guys. Don't leave any negative comments about the mouse itself. Blame the system. It's just doing what it's got to do to get by. I want to be like, let's just deal with this tomorrow, because that's all we can do. But then as soon as we're drifting off, it starts running around our head.
Running around our head.
Alright, let's try again. Good morning.
Good morning. I hate the mouse. It's just, once you hear it, you can't unhear it, you know? And then it's all quiet, and then just as you drift off, scratch, 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 scratch.
Yeah, the worst sleep
An
ever.
unwanted hitchhiker. Piss off, Mr. Mouse.
Should we try and figure out if we can find it, or how it got in? Where do you live, little dude?
Right. I mean, there's definitely a pipe going in there. It even says here, spiders and other insects can build nests in the burner tube. And the tube, a mouse could definitely fit in there. Kim said that he actually has a mouse trap.
He's had a similar problem before.
So that's a mouse trap. I've never seen a mouse trap before.
Yeah, these are, as long as you have these like this, they can't open the door. So when it comes up, they traps them in their lives. So you can release them outside, then take your van and run.
Yeah, really quickly.
Let me just put some fresh peanut butter in there.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have a mouse trap, luckily. Hopefully, by the time you see the next video, we have already sorted this out. But let's assume we haven't. Please leave in the comments any tips, any way you know of getting rid of that intruder.
Yeah, we've had a little look around the van, and there's like a couple of areas that we're thinking, okay, maybe a mouse could fit in there, you know? It's like, because they can get through tiny little spaces.
If they can get their skull inside, the rest of the body follows. That's what it says online. Also, if you know anywhere that they can usually get into, any weak entry points that we need to look out for, because if it's happened once, even if we get rid of it, it's going to happen again.
Yeah, because we're going to have to like think about how we can seal these things up. I've already seen like a vent on the side, which I think is probably for the furnace. Might have to get some kind of mesh or something to put over that just to stop that being an entry point. Oh, this is gonna be a headache, I feel like, for a while to come.
Well, make sure you subscribe to the videos, because then you can find out what happened with that little rodent friend of ours. Maybe we'll become best friends. Maybe it'll be part of the Travel Beans channel going forward.
And thank you so much to our Patreons for sponsoring today's video.
Make sure you like, hit subscribe, and follow us on Instagram. So that's about 10 things to do.
You got a lot of homework.
A lot of Travel Beans homework. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time, and a very tired Beans out.